Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Planet Explorers. Today the plan is to make a new car. Now obviously a couple episodes ago I made this gun on my back and the vehicle that I've been driving around, but those were models that I had already made before in the previous series so long ago, and we basically just paid for them. We had to buy the parts that were needed for them, and we were just able to generate them. So this time around what I want to do is start from scratch and make a new car, because the current one's damaged and I will be able to repair it down the road, but I need something now. So let's jump in here. We're going to get started in the creator. We're going to start by doing new carrier vehicle, small, and we're going to go from empty, from a blank slate. Now of course we need some wheels, an engine, a cockpit, and a fuel cell, but I've already gone ahead and bought those so we can just get started. I bought rubber tires, so let's get these out here. I'm just going to kind of place these somewhat separated and along the same lines. Let me zoom this in a bit. Try to get these together. And then I can move them around as needed. Something like that. Okay, so there's the wheels. We're going to raise the reference plane. This is what we are going to... let's bring that back down. There. So this is going to be kind of the platform that the cockpit sits on. We also want this to somewhat wrap around the wheels. And so for that we're going to do materials. Now, I really wish they would actually show you how many of these you had, or what quantity. We can take a look in the inspector as we're going, but for now, let me refresh this. So you can see that we've got four wheels here, but as soon as we start using wood, I guess we will see that down there, so I guess that's okay. But it'd be good to be able to see all of my options. Like, I don't know how much iron I have. I don't know, maybe iron's kind of a cool thing to go with. You know what, let's go with wood for now. I've got a lot of wood, and maybe we'll do iron bumpers or something. Maybe that's what we'll do. But let me turn on the mirroring first. Let's see. Nope. I want this guy and this guy. Excellent. And we're going to just kind of, let's see, starting from the middle, drag this out. This is going to be a little too close to the wheel, but I'm going to cut some of it out. Something like that. And then one high is fine. Yes. There we go. So there's kind of the base platform that we're going to get started with here. Let's see. So now what I want to do is these wheels are going to turn. Actually, we can just go ahead and take care of that now. Let's go to parts, select the wheel, and we have, let's see, inspector. Yes, okay. So this being the front, this is actually the right wheel. So we want this to be right. It won't be a motor. It's going to be a steering wheel, though. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and apply that and make sure. Okay, so it turns it, and did it bring the rim outside? It did. Okay, cool. This guy, if this is the front, is the left, which it's got that right. Steering, apply. Okay, and then back here, this is actually a right, and it is a motor, so that's fine. And this one is a left motor, so that's good. It's already good. So there you go, our wheels are set. They're ready to go. Now we just need to cut out some of this frame, because these wheels turn, and they're going to end up bumping into this if we leave it as is. We need material, and I think this pointer is actually good. Let's scroll in here a bit, and we just need to make some room for these wheels to turn. So I'm going to cut a chunk out of here, something like this. Delete, yes, and then I'm just going to keep going one line at a time here. Okay, let's take a look at that. Is that enough room? If I make a really sharp turn, it's probably enough. I'll do one more. And honestly, it might clip through and not cause any problems. I don't remember. Am I clear on this backside? Yeah, I think so. Well, you know what? Just to be sure, I'm going to bring this in a little bit more. Oops. Delete you. Okay. I think that looks good there. We'll just kind of double check back here. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. I mean, these wheels could probably be brought forward a little bit more. It won't bump back there, but obviously it's not kind of fully lined up back there. But if I'm going to do that, I should probably turn mirroring off. So I'm going to wait. I'll adjust the wheel placement later. Okay, so now we'll work on the bumpers. And again, I think I want to do that with iron. let's go back to statistics and look. So you can see we need 19 wood for this right now. We've got over 1,000. We have 1,100. So wood is definitely not going to be a problem. So what we'll do is we'll make an iron bumper, and that will expose the number there that we need, and then we'll kind of know if that's going to work or not. Now, I actually want the bumper to be down a little bit and come above this a little bit. So we're going to lower this down just a bit. You know, about half the height, in other words. I think that's actually probably good. Okay, and then we're going to clip into the wood a little bit. We want iron, and we're going to want to start at about, well, it's going to be kind of up front here a bit. And then we'll just bring this out here. Something, actually, let me start that back a little bit further. Something like this, and then we're going to raise this up to the wood level and do that. Refresh this guy over here. Okay, we have no iron. For some reason I thought we had iron. I might have used it as a component for something else. That's unfortunate. No iron. Obviously I could get some, but it means I can't really make the car right now. I could save the ISO and go get some iron, potentially even buy some. I suppose that's not a bad thing. Maybe we'll look at that in a minute, but let's in the meantime just do as much as we can before we get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the mirroring, kill this stuff, and let's get the cockpit out here. Let's spin this around a bit, something like that, and then I don't know if I need the reference plane raised up. I think it would stop at the wood. We'll put it below and just see. So we have this cockpit, and we're going to drag it out and just try to line things up here, something like that. And let's take a peek. Is it flush down? Looks like it. Excellent. Refresh that guy. Yep, got the cockpit. So there's the cockpit. Next up is the engine. And we just have this type 1. They don't have these other types available right now. I really need to get like recipes for that somehow. But what can you do? Now I can actually place this right now and then actually worry about moving it after the fact with these controls. Get some fine controls. I think that's what I'll do this time. Because I kind of want this back here. There we go. Touching the cockpit. And then it looks like I'm probably spaced about right. It looks about centered. Yeah, excellent. And then we'll put the power in the back. I really like these wheels. I'm pretty excited about that. Having those weird like wagon wheel, the wood wheel on that last car was not cool. Did not look cool. And I do have a fuel cell type 1. So we'll just go ahead and set that here. And then we'll get this a bit better lined up. You can see we're not quite centered. Still not quite there. Like that, and then I don't like it clipping through the wood. I'd prefer it just look like it's sitting right on there. That's fine. And I may wrap this in something, like some kind of protection. But there you go. That's actually the base, right? I'm going to want to color the wood, and obviously, as I mentioned, we need some bumper stuff in there. I may go look at some material, see if they actually have any here, but let's go ahead and save this. We're going to save this as, and we're going to call this the Weem Rover. It's got rover-like wheels. The author is Weem, sure. And this is a Weemtastic Weem Rover thing. Cool. Now, we can take a screenshot of this thing. It's pretty cool. I really like this system too. How we can move this. You see it move there. We can position it more towards the front of the car. Something like that. We can get it at a good angle. Just kind of depends. Maybe a top view, like an angled like that. Yeah, that could be cool. Something like that. And then we'll give it a crazy color background, like red, like some kind of bright, or maybe orange. Yeah, that sticks out, right? Because I always have a hard time finding these. The gun I did, I think, like a grayish background, and it keeps blending in. I'm like, where'd it go? So anyway, that'll work. That looks cool. We're going to, let's see, take a picture. Oh, capture, right. There we go. That's the picture. So we're saved. ISO is saved. So we can come back to this and leave it alone for now. So I'm going to go talk to people, some NPCs, and see if they have any cool materials for us to use. Okay, I've got what I need. I think I did a quick experiment and threw down a giant, really big, a pretty big, we'll call it a pretty big bumper made of copper, and it said that it was going to cost about 5 copper. So I bought 40 iron, and I do have some copper too, and I thought copper actually might be kind of cool too. But you can also color this. So the material I don't think matters a whole lot from a visual standpoint. So, but it does actually matter from like a durability standpoint. So something to consider. So let's do that. Let's get in here on the bumper. I do like the idea of like having a good solid bumper. I don't know how much that actually affects things, and what I mean by that is it may look at the entire component, like all the buildup of the car, everything combined, and say, well, you got this much iron, this much wood, this much this, that, and then kind of combine that for a durability value. There may not be location-specific elements. I actually have no idea. If you know that, definitely leave me a comment, let me know. But anyway, I do recall that the materials actually did matter in a number of different things, weapons included. So if I'm going to do a bumper or some kind of protective element, it's probably good to use good material, because even if it is just contributing to the overall value, that's good. It benefits, right? So we're going to go with the iron, which is here. We need to turn the mirroring back on. You and you. Okay, and then let's see, we are going to lower this plane a bit to the lowest point of the bumper, which that could be there. I think that's fine. And then we're going to start from behind this a bit. Come out, and this is probably too far back. No, I guess maybe it won't be. But I only want to come out about as wide as the wheel is. So something like this, and then up. So we went 5 up to this point, so we'll go 10 as that last number. Maybe. That's a pretty big bumper. Oh, I'm on this weird shape. I was like, what is that? You're not on the square, Weem. You're killing me, Weem. You're blowing it, Weem. Okay, let's do that to here. Try this again. Something like that. What did I say? 10. Just take a look at that. It's pretty big, and because we're mirroring, it's happening in the back as well. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty boring, it's pretty flat, but I left these couple blocks up front because then we can kind of add a little bit more to it. Let's refresh this over here. Ooh, that burned through a lot of iron. Those are pretty thick, big pieces, though. I mean, maybe that's the only iron we use for this. I am going to add a little bit to the front, but it's not going to be much. Basically, if I go to here and up, you'll see what I'm thinking. See, now we get a bit of an angle there. So that's cool. Now we could actually do these little spike things. If we do this guy, and then what is the button? Is it tab? Tab, change the direction. There we go. So we could add these like spikes essentially. And if we just make them a certain size, this is 10 tall, so we can come down to, which means, hold on, which means we want to make this 8 by 8, 8 by 8. Am I doing this right? I don't know if I'm doing that right. That's 6, but that looks right. Okay, that is not at all what I meant to do, but I'm kind of curious. I want to take a peek. Huh. Okay, let's undo that. Let's see. I thought I would click and drag, but that's coming out a certain distance. Okay, so I just have to think about this differently. It's going to be, let's just go 6 wide, and then I let go and drag down 6. It doesn't come out though, right? That's not at all what I wanted. These are bumps. I guess they kind of look like rivets. I suppose if I make it smaller, I might get the more desired effect there. Let's see. Come on now. Let's try that again. Let's try it smaller. How about a 4 by... I'm trying to think about how I make this come out further than that. Towards the front of the car. That might just be the extent of it. See, this drags it out. Oh, that's what I need to do. Okay, we've got it. We got this. We got it. I'm on this, guys. I swear. Okay, here we go. It's going to be drag and hold out to 2. And that's 6. Let go and let it go down to 6. Let off. Okay, so apparently we don't have enough room to really make it like a spike. I know what that looks like right now. It's not what I want. Okay, so maybe we won't do that. Okay, different plan of attack. I took a piece out here, so obviously we're getting that on this, and we are getting it on the back side as well, I have to assume. But I have this idea about putting a W right up here. Let's see how this goes, right? We're going to hit delete, and then we want to come across here. I forgot I didn't need to go on both sides there, but let's do that. And then if I go here, there you go. A W on the front, and of course one on the back. I think that'll work. That's kind of cool. Now I could do some other kind of cool pattern. I could take like some pieces out like this kind of thing. I don't know. That gets more into like a light look, and I just want this to be kind of the solid metal thing. Maybe if we take something out of here, I just like to have some kind of depth. I like to have a little bit more to something, and not just have it look too plain. Yeah, even that, little things like that, just giving it some texture in there is kind of cool. Let's see, I did that kind of here. This might be a little weird on this side. I guess that's not bad. That's kind of cool. It adds a little something. Well, it's not pretty, I know, but this is copper wrapped around the engine there. Let me turn this back on. I just jumped out to buy some more copper, and this was the mirroring I was using. So you can see we have used 10 now of 138. I just bought 100. So anyway, this is kind of coming along. I'll probably pop some holes in this and everything, but I'm basically just using this inclined block here on copper. So let's do a little bit more and try to cover this engine up, and then we'll see if there's something cooler we can do with this. We're going to clip through this a bit, but I'm going to raise it up and try and cover it, something like that. It's a pretty thick piece of copper, and you can see I didn't even get it all the way on there. It's unfortunate. I'm not sure how I missed that. That should have been here. That didn't work either. It's coming off of there a bit. It's really weird. Let me start it lower. We'll go to here and try to come up. It's really sloppy. This is super sloppy. There you go. That looks super goofy. And I can cut some pieces away from that. We've got the line through here, which actually I don't really mind too much. I was thinking about cutting some slots into this because it is an engine. Wow, that does look really goofy, but that's okay. At least the engine has some protection. So anyway, let's go ahead and refresh this over here. So that added 6 more copper. That's a pretty thick slab though. And once I cut some grooves in there and everything, we'll get a little bit back, get a couple pieces back. But basically I kind of want to keep doing that. I think I'll use copper for the basic kind of protection around the car. Again, it's not going to look all that great, but it should function. Well, it's looking pretty weird, I'm not going to lie. I've been all over the place. Kind of messing around with wood right now. Let's see, I know this angle I want. There you go. We're going to try a little something here. This is very coming together very strangely, but I'm hoping that once we just paint it all black, it will just look cool. It fixes everything, right? Let's see, I kind of want to come back here and go up. Something along these lines. Yeah, it's coming together, Let's see. I'm looking at some of this stuff. I don't know how to compare this to the other one. Actually, you know what? Hold on, we can actually do that. Let's see if I can get my mouse back here. Save, so that's saved. What I wanted to look at was like the weight. So this is 7.2 tons, I assume. Let's see, fuel durability, attack, creation volume, sell price. Weight, depth, height. I thought there was something that could tell us its speed or power or things like that. I don't really see that though. Okay, well at a glance I don't see that, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this. I'm going to get a little cover back here and we'll see if we can wrap this up here soon. Okay, it's all about the details. Decided to come in here and make some kind of contraption, some kind of beams of sorts, I guess. Something to hold something else up. Let's see, I think I have the angle I want on this guy, yeah. Let's go ahead and do this out. Whoops. Cancel that. Something like this. How does that look? Odd, right? I don't even know how tall I made that. I need to keep track of that. Let's see. It goes 4 out and we'll go 6 up. 4 out, 6 up from here. 4 out, 6 up. Yep, there we go. So I know this is looking quite strange. Let's see here. What I want to do now is I was going to see about playing with the cylinder here because I haven't done that before. I need to see where that's angled. Okay, something like that. And I don't have much space to work on here, but something like this is what I was imagining. We come off the back a bit, and maybe we go like 4 by 4? Let's see what that looks like. That is bizarre looking, Weem. But it kind of like, it could be something, right? I mean, maybe if I made that bigger, or if I was able to start it more, you know, up here. Let me think about that. Maybe we can use the reference plane to help here. Start something like this, and let's see, how's that going? Something like this. 7 by 7? What's that look like? Okay, so that's definitely better. What is that? I have no clue. I have no idea. I just thought it might look kind of cool. We've got the power in there that's kind of like a cylinder, so it's kind of, you know, 2 other cylinders there. Now, when it comes to painting, this is going to be much easier to just paint everything one color, and it's probably going to be what I do. The lighting on it will make things look a little bit different. I could get into some little details here and there, but it's mostly just kind of getting interesting structure, and then we'll kind of work from there. So I think I'm pretty close. I really don't need much to this. So as much as I thought I was going to be about done and just went down this path, I swear I am really going to try to wrap this up now. Okay, I got it to a point where I'm okay with it. It's cool, it'll work. I probably spent more time on it than I needed to, but there you go. I actually ended up using some gold as well because I ended up with some gold. I filled in the divot, the W, with gold. It looks a little fuzzy, but you know, I was like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and paint this. Let's see, paint, it's gonna be brush. And I think, yeah, we can increase this radius. So we're just going to do the whole thing in one color, at least to start. And I want this to be pretty dark, but not black. So there we go. And we can just start kind of doing this. You'll see, because we have mirroring on, it's going to try and do it all over. Now, when I get a little detailed like this, and I was remembering this as I went, I was like, you know what? That was always a pain to paint. You're adding work for yourself here, Weem. So obviously I had some different metal in there. I did copper down here, we did gold, and this is all going to look the same as we paint it. But I don't know. It's just kind of cool that it's in there. It's adding to the durability, hopefully, right? It's helping in some way. If not, that's fine too. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this painted up and see what it looks like once I have everything covered in a base. And then I may just leave it at that, or I may like do a little bit of detail. From what I recall, getting details on this wasn't all that easy before, so I don't anticipate it's going to be an easy thing this time around either. And my patience may wear thin, so this is supposed to just be a very functional car, right? So I shouldn't be worrying about this too much. Okay, this is what it looks like with the paint job. I did do this kind of silver down here, but pretty much like it was before. It's hard to control the details. It keeps spilling outside of where you want it. There's no fine control there. So it takes a little bit of effort to even get something like that. So I'm not going to mess with it beyond that. I did have mirroring on, so it does appear that way, that kind of silvery white on the other side. But I think we're going to leave it at that for now. I just don't want to continue messing around with it too much. Can't tell if that's lighting or I missed a spot. I missed a spot. I can never let it go, can I? Let's see. Let's turn the mirror on real quick. Just this little nook in there. It's very hard to get. There we go. It's weird because sometimes you'll see lighting, the reflection make it look lighter, but it's just the lighting. So anyway, this should be pretty good for the most part. I'll probably see some spots out in the real world driving it around and everything, but for now, that should be good. So if I go ahead and hit, let's see, the ISO tab, there you go. There's the vehicle. That's what it's looking like right now. Nothing too crazy. The W doesn't really show up very well, but that's okay. We just need something to get started. So let's go ahead and save this out. We're going to actually save as, because I want a new picture of this, right? Now that it's like black and cool looking. Let's see here. Never know how to turn this the right way. Let's see. We can do something like this. That's fine. Zoom this in a bit. Something like this. Okay, and then we will stick it on orange. I think that's cool. Capture, Weem Rover, all the same details. That's fine. Save that. There we go. Now let's actually bring this back up. Oh, look at this. I used a lot of pigment for this. Lots of paint. So I'm going to have to buy some more. I think that they have plenty more for me. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll be able to export this. Alrighty, I bought the pigment I needed. You can see that we are all good over here on this side. We have everything that we need to do this. So let's get around to it. We need to, let's see, it's already saved, so we just need to export. Everything looks good. Export. Cool, says we're good. We're going to take this for a little spin. Let's actually cruise down to the road here. Okay, get this bad boy out. Let's see, inventory. Oh, that orange sticks out real nice. There we go. Check that out. Ooh, it had a nice little bounce too. Yeah, that's pretty sweet looking. Alright, let's check it out. Let's go for a bit of a drive here. Okay. So I'm curious how bouncy it is, or if it takes any damage from a hard bounce at all. Drives pretty good. Ah, here we go. This will be a good test. Ooh, a little bit of damage there, but that wasn't actually bad. Not bad at all. The engine is loud. Well, I think it looks pretty cool. We got our nice new Rover. Looks like a kind of like a little truck. It's pretty sweet looking though. I like it. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with how the truck came out. I think it looks really cool. I think it's gonna hold up much better for us. We'll be able to explore more of the map, and we'll keep the other one. We'll keep the wooden wheeled Wonder as a backup in case something were to happen to this, but I really like how this one turned out. I do want to thank you guys for stopping in. As always, I appreciate it, and I will catch you next time.